All right, cool. Let's do it. Let's
check.
Yo, what's up? So Bones, are you leading this or what?
Kinda. I mean,
Okay,
we're
cool.
just kind of winging it.
Okay.
You know,
For sure.
You know, just kind of winging it. We're going on this journey together.
You have spent thousands of dollars on transistors and circuits and cathode rays. You're just bleeding electricity out of that transmitter until there is nothing left.
The time right now, the place right here, the choice all yours, the path all clear. Calling all citizens, worldwide no difference. Under one mind, unified with the infinite. The time right now, the place right here.
You are now watching, listening to, experiencing a few members of the citizens of the world. Hip hop. What's up? It's Bones in the booth, and we have today here with me and my man Celador. We got Señor Gigio.
What up, y'all? My brothers.
How you doing, man?
Doing really good.
I'm excited that we kind of threw this together.
Yeah, this is awesome.
But yeah, I'm glad that you were free today. Kel's free today. We kind of got some time to band together and promote this new drop you guys are doing. So if you haven't caught wind of it yet already, which you definitely had plenty of opportunities to, if you follow Gigio or my man Celador here on Instagram or any platforms, they recently dropped. What was the date on the drop?
February 13th, Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th, the Unlucky Junior Lounge Songs for the Losers. And got the homie Gigio up in here, Cloud Studios, to tell us a little bit about that project. He had the co-host here, Celador, on the beats, produce it. You know?
Yeah, no, we put in a lot of work on that together. You know.
Yeah. Take it from the top, dude. What inspired? Where did the initial spark of inspiration for this album come from?
Well, so in 2019, it's actually the first batch of beats that Celador ever sent me, and I think the first time that he sent me beats, he must have sent me like I think it was a ridiculous number. It was like 80 beats, you know, and you know, amongst those beats, some of those tracks ended up turning into things that I was doing for my Funk Lore album. But there was a couple tracks, I don't know, you know, where it just was like there was something that was just, they were weird. There was like a section of these songs that were kind of weird. That was kind of inspiring me in a certain way. And I can't even say exactly how that idea came to me. But before I even I think that I came up with the idea and I was like just feeling a certain type of way. And I had like this whole idea about this Unlucky Junior character and this lounge singer and this whole world. And before I even started writing, I pitched the idea to Celador, you know, to see if that would be something that he was down with. And, you know, of course, he's hella cool. He's like, hell yeah. You know?
Is that how it happened? That's what I was like trying to think of the origin too, you know, like.
It came about. I mean, look, I'll tell you I felt I was maybe going through some things creatively and emotionally that I needed to get out of my system. And I wanted to find some kind of way to express these things. And so for some reason, I came up with this character, you know, but there was, I had all these weird ideas in my head about how I wanted to write it. You know, I wanted it to be like, I knew I was like, all right, I was going through all these beats. I'm like, which ones can I do some lounge type singing on? What can I get away with calling lounge music and it still be hip hop? And, you know, and there was these section of beats. And they all kind of, honestly, like they have like a trip hop, like a trippy kind of, you know, edge to it. You know, like it wasn't your most hip hop like sound. You know, a couple of them kind of were like few beats were kind of gangster though.
And so sorry to interrupt. That's kind of my thing. Something pops in my head, it just comes out. But so did you? What's the word? not contract, but did you solicit Kel to make beats and be like, hey, this is what I want, make beats? Or did you just, bin shop through Kel's beats and curate, okay, I want this beat feels right, and just kind of put together the tracks?
He sent me hella beats. He sent me like 80 beats. It was the first time that he sent me any beats, and like he literally just like bombed my Gmail, and I just was like, whoa, like, like.
Okay, I think you did say he sent you a bunch of stuff when I was still trying to get that set up.
No, so he bombed my Gmail with hella beats, and some of those I used for my album Funk Lore. I was writing that, but then a good portion of them I put to the side for ended up becoming the Unlucky Junior project.
Yeah, it's like you probably, or did you make like a couple songs and then you're like, these kind of have a theme to them, and it's like Unlucky probably came from a culmination of like a few songs.
Well, no, I mean, no.
Or was there like a eureka moment?
Dude, I had a night. I feel like it was all in one night, okay? It definitely happened in a night. And a lot of stuff I run past my wife. Like I talk to her about a lot of these things, especially if I'm going to do something that's like on the level of Unlucky Junior that is like weird.
That's a project.
Yeah, that's like a project, or
I
even
see.
just like doing something that's different. And I definitely, I was in a mood. I was kind of moody at the time. I was maybe, I definitely was in a dark place, but maybe not necessarily like in the worst place, but I wanted to be able to find a way to express these things creatively, And one thing too with Unlucky Junior, like I wanted to have that freedom to be able to just say that shit sucked without being judged for it. I wanted to be able to say these things, but then push it, like with Unlucky Junior, it's like, it's just all extreme with it, So I had to commit completely to being like, all right, we're going to talk
step into this persona.
Yeah, I had to step into it completely, because it's like, and a lot of like my music, especially like at that time, mostly it's like it's positive, and, which is cool, and I like to relate to people like that in that way. And I appreciate that I got to kind of like build a reputation that way too. But at the same time, it's kind of like it's pressure, and then it's unrealistic too, because then you become the person that makes everybody happy, and that's what they want from you, is to do the things that make them happy.
And you got to live up to these expectations.
Yeah, and I had other things I needed to like get off my chest, and kind of I wanted to explore. It's not, what I mean. So that was part of the writing exercise for me with Unlucky Junior, was to have a project where I can explore negativity in a healthy way, and in a way that was still creative, to kind of challenge that.
I like that.
Yeah,
that's in a healthy way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, instead of just spiraling down a bad path.
Yeah, and having fun with it, like
it's therapeutic.
It totally was. Every time I'll sit down, like, because once he gave me the green light, be like, all right, I think I probably just shot him a text, like, here's what I want to do. I want to do this. Got this character named Unlucky Junior. I want to, he lives in the town Lost Wages, Nevada. He performs at the Trick Dice Casino and the Losers Lounge. And, and then Cell was like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, that's all. That's as much green light as I need. And as soon as I start getting into the writing, it's just like, and it's when you say these lines, because there's like a relief. Every time I wrote a line, I felt relief. Every single thing. And
then, what all was there? I want to know like a wide range of the different inspirations, like certain movies. Obviously certain albums, maybe like restaurants or places you've been, like what all added to your vision of this I guess world that Unlucky Junior lives in.
Yeah. Like the film noir, like that classic like LA film noir. And I mean, definitely, yeah. I think a good example would be like Chinatown. There's some like Chinatown samples in the album, but I mean, like that style. I think like that film noir monologue type of style. Like then you even see that kind of explored and touched on in different ways in other movies. Like even like in Sin City, like they kind of do like a film noir kind of style. You know? So. You know, like I wanted it to feel like dark jazz. Basically, it was like dark. So it's dark, comedic jazz. You know, with it being hip hop. You know.
Well, there's what 13, 14 tracks.
13 tracks.
13 tracks. What would you say is your favorite one on there?
Celador. What's your favorite?
Yeah, let's hear from Celador. What's your favorite on there?
Oh, this is a complicated question, you know.
Because you got your favorite beat, and then you got your one with favorite lines, or what?
Well, it's like, you know, because the album's it's got so many different angles and like different flavors on it. Like, because the serious one, the one that do you want to know my favorite one that makes me cry, or the favorite one that makes me laugh? You know?
Yeah.
Because what did I just say? Still Swinging, right? That's the one. Yeah. That
Is that
one's
the
one
laugh
of
or
my
the cry one?
favorites. Laughing.
That's the laughing one.
Yeah. Well, Loving, man. I mean, I don't know. It just, yeah, it hits me just right. It's hard to pick though.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
Which one makes you cry? I want to know which one makes you cry.
Dear Big Guy. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hey Big Guy.
Hey Big Guy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man.
Hey Big Guy. Which number is that? Because I was listening while I was walking my dog, so I wasn't like seeing. I just kind of had an idea of like, oh, I'm third track in, I'm, you know, fourth, fifth track in, or whatever.
That one's track 12.
12? Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's kind of coming around third base there.
It just makes you feel whack.
Nah, man. I mean, just like there's some lines in there that just hit so deep, and then it's got the Over the Rainbow cover, you know, and to start it off, I mean, yeah, I watched Wizard of Oz when I was a little kid. Like that Judy Garland is like burned into my memory, and the music in that part too. I mean, dude, yeah, Over the Rainbow, such a beautiful song. Remember that Big Dude covered it recently?
Oh yeah,
it's
that
like,
Hawaiian guy.
yeah, like that. Yeah, that feeling.
I mean, I don't know, that's been around. I wouldn't say recently. He did that like a while ago, but it's still relevant.
Time's flying now.
It's timeless.
Yeah, recent when I was like 20 was like a year or two, but now recent's more like 5 or 7. You know, like that's still recent.
What was your initial thoughts when Gigio hit you up with the concept on it? Was it something you had to, you know, get your head around, or just like maybe like, oh man, what am I gonna do for this? Or you're just sort of like already saw the vision, was ready to go? Like, what was your thoughts? Yeah,
it's such a good idea. I was just like 100% behind it. Well, I'm 100% behind any idea. I'll give you a secret. Like, I'm just down to clown, you know, like throw darts at the wall. But, you know, yeah, that thing rang true. You ask like inspiration, you know, it's like Goodfellas, you know, it's like this is all like, yeah, this is all stuff that we're so familiar with, and it's like, it feels like somebody you've known him for years, you know that. So yeah, it's like already he's the homie. Yeah.
And out of the beats, the 13 beats on that album, how old are they? You got some that are like within the last, you know, you just made them with the last couple months, or do you know, dig in the crate and find one from, you know, 5-10 years ago, or what?
Well, G picked all the beats, right? And what was funny is that the ones you did pick were all kind of made around the same time, because I mark everything by year and month, you know? So like when, like, you know, that stockpile that you picked from, that was all from like this particular era, you know, like, because you're saying it's not exactly hip hop, it's like something else, you know, it's like trip hop, you know, it's moving off into these different directions. And it's like, yeah, I was experimenting at that time, like, you know, it's like every 6 months you're like doing something else. So it's like, yeah, that 6 months I was kind of doing this one thing, and that's why the songs are so cohesive, because they were picked from like, you know, a particular folder.
That makes sense. And he didn't even know. It just happened to happened to land like that.
Yeah, and you know, it's like I was making them with I wish I was making them a lot of things with Reason at the time, so I think all of those are on Reason I think those are all with keyboard and Reason, so it's just like every machine, every way you make a beat, they sound different, you know, so it's like with that particular combo and setup. And well, some of those too, like we lost a long time ago, like, yeah, like where I don't even know how I came up with that, you know. Like it was just you're always just fiddling, you know, but like geez, like,
You're always just fiddling.
yeah, well, man, like I just can't believe like some of them that you picked. I was like, I just can't believe you picked those, you know, like but glad that they get to see the light of day. Anytime a beat gets picked, you know, it's like, you know, good for you. So
Yeah.
man, some of those were
Some
good, were unique choices I wouldn't think anyone would pick. You know? But that's always
some of those beats were probably those sad pets at the shelter, like pick me, I want to go home with you. And they're like, we finally got it.
Yeah, dude. And like, there's like hidden gems, you know, and it's like, you know, and you don't always hear it. And like you say, like, you know, when you get a little time from your creation, you can like listen to it after a while, like has gone by. It's like you don't really know at the time that it's worth something. Maybe, and then later it's like, whoa, like we couldn't have made that without a bunch of what I would consider throwaways, you know.
Yeah.
But then like on second glance you're like, oh, there's something here. Glad he had the eye to see it, you know.
And so 13 tracks in there. If you guys didn't know, again, if you haven't caught wind, he has some music videos to go for. How many music videos? 3.
Yeah, well, so there's 3 music videos, but then there's like I did one that's like an introduction music video. Or it's not even a music video, but it's like an introduction video.
Okay.
It was a promotion video, but like in it, you know, it's like the first time that everybody hears Unlucky Junior talks before the music even comes out, you know, where you know. So that was like a little animation where it's like, you know, he's telling everybody who he is. Good evening, ladies and germs. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Unlucky Junior, your favorite lounge singer / rapper gone bad. You've probably never heard about me, but I'm legendary. I live in a dimension of time where jazz and rap are contemporary. I can bebop, I can scat, I can tap dance, all the while rap circles around you weak-ass MCs. And that went over pretty well with people, like just the introduction of the character before the music was out, you know, that was pretty cool.
That's like kind of like, you know, how I don't know if anyone's going to mess with this or like, you know, and just like put it out and let them see for themselves, you know?
Yep.
And man, yeah, like, I mean, it resonated with me, but see, that's why it helps having other ears, you know, and other eyes. Like, take a look at is this worth anything? You know?
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's solid gold.
I have this. What would you give me for it?
I'll trade you.
And so, those 3 music videos, are they, I guess, like in order? Did you release them in order, or is it like just as, you know, so you watch the first one, it's probably the first track, the next music video is what, track 3, 2?
Yeah, actually, like from the 3 songs, like if you were to listen on the album, like the first video we did was "It's a Fix," and which is like the third. I think is it the 4th track on the album. Another night at the Trick Dice Casino. Another night at the Losers Lounge. Another night in America. Same thing everywhere. So it's one of the, you know, the early tracks on the album. And then Ain't at the Pits, which follows, you know, after in the middle part of the album.
Maybe you could do a little work for yourself, huh?
Like what?
Finishing your song?
What good's a hit song?
Here we go again.
Hey, get your picture in life and maybe get a new suit and a lot of hullabaloo, and one day I'm walking down the street and around the corner comes a bolt of lightning. Pow! D-E-D, dead.
Limbo, how low can you go? I'm lower than low, holding the floor, holding my heart from some unholy war. And then Try Walking in Your Own Shoes is the last one we did, and that's like toward the end of the album. So yeah, it definitely is like a. And
do they go together or just standalone videos?
Right now they're just standalone, but I may, you know, do like a little something later
to tie it together.
Yeah.
Which one was the one with the B-boy in?
Oh, that's the newest one. Try Walking in Your Own Shoes.
Walk in your shoes, can't walk in mine. You might step on my toes if you cross the line. The grass always looks greener when it's not your side, but you don't know what kind of charm I got boxed inside.
I liked how you were doing that one.
Dude, how long did it take you to animate that B-boy?
Yeah, not to mention all his videos are his own animations. You know, he's not outsourced. You're not outsourced, right? Yeah, it's all him.
Yeah, it's all me. I'm doing it all.
In-source.
Now, the B-boy segment in the try walking in your own shoes video is like one of the hardest animation sequences I've done because, you know, like I drew everything. Like I'm drawing every single move. It was like picture by picture. And that took me a good 3 days, you know, but like 3 like full on like, you know, manic days of like, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna get this motherfucker down. Fucking
And you gotta do it like frame by frame.
do it, and then, you know, so I drew it all on paper. So I draw everything on paper with the cartoon, and then I transfer it digitally, and then I clean it up on Photoshop, and then in Photoshop I'm making each frame in there, you know, and then putting it on Premiere. Now, I wasn't even sure, like, a lot of times I don't even know like if it's gonna work. You know, I was like, damn, but I had the vision where I'm like, all right, this is the last video, and I wanna you know, break out my chops for real, because I have the concept in mind. Like I know I can do things, you know, but it just takes time is all it is. Everything just takes time and energy. But I wanted to go out with a bang and get a little bit more technical and show our dude that like, hey, like, let's show him. You know, we've already seen him talking and we've seen different parts of his life by this time, but I wanted to show like, hey, he's a B-boy. Show you that he really is a song and dance man. It's not just talk. So I had to show him dancing, and I figured like, hey, you know, like he's going for freaking hit the floor. You know what I'm saying? So that was part of the that was why I wanted to do that. And it's for the culture. It's for hip hop, you know? Yeah.
Dude, that's amazing.
And that's so it dropped February, Friday the 13th. What's the date? It's the 14th. So it's been out for a month.
Yep.
So you've had plenty of time to check it out. You could pre-order, or I guess just straight
you
buy. You
could just order it now. Yeah. So you can we got the CDs on deck.
You got the cassettes.
Cassettes.
You got the We Don't Have Here.
We do have shirts.
The t-shirts.
Yeah.
It's what is it? Black t-shirt with
it's a blue shirt. It's a blue shirt. Yeah.
Blue shirt with the blue guy. Not blue guy. Blue shirt with the guy in the blue suit.
Yeah.
Got the cassettes, the CDs, the shirts. You got the Gigio.
you got your boy.
What else you got? What else you got in this Unlucky Junior Universe package?
Well, yeah, definitely. You know, want people to check out the album, and definitely want people to watch like the music videos. That's been a big way of like how we've been, you know, telling the story is through the music videos, and so, you know, I highly encourage that for sure. And yeah,
and then so the album's out. Are you ready to, or have you done any of it live yet, or do you have that scheduled or planned? Well, any shows upcoming that people might be able to catch?
I got an upcoming, like I'm going to be performing Señor Gigio next month at MC Wick's, you know, at Fresno at the Black Books and Rhyme Books.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do one song from the project. The thing is too is like, you know, like I gotta kick it. I know people want it too, you know what I'm saying? But like part of it is that I want to be able, like, if I'm gonna really do like a full on Unlucky Junior thing, it's as much as it's my creation, it's a different vibe from like, all right, Señor Gigio, you know, because I like, you know, I got to do all kinds of stuff. You know what I mean? Because I was like, I got to be able to go here and here and here with it. So, you know, I got to like pick and choose, but I will do one of the songs that I feel like is kind of more universal to what I would usually do. You know what I mean? Because the thing is like,
you want to keep it separate a little?
Yeah, well, yeah, because I kind of have to. Because I mean, even like when you peep this album, like the whole thing about it, like even like how I wrote everything, like it's not like you. Of course, it's me and my writing and my style and stuff, but it is like I did it with very specific boundaries. Like I wrote it all in a particular flow, like that is like I wouldn't like I kick that flow personally in my own stuff. But, you know, I go all over. I got hella flows. Unlucky's he's got like maybe like four different flows that he taps into. And then he's got his range, his vocal range, which is like a lower tone. You know, and then sometimes in my music naturally I go into that low tone, but like I do this whole thing in a voice. You know what I mean?
You step into a character.
I step into a whole character, and I step into a whole pocket of like, all right, boom, unlucky, like you know, like me, like in my regular style,
Method acting.
Yeah, I can go like, you know, I can go like, you know, I can rap hella fast and go here and bend it all over. But Unlucky's not going to do that. He's gonna stay in pocket pretty much the whole time, and then every now and then he might you know chop it up just a bit, just to kind of show you like, hey, if you thought that I couldn't, you know. So it's very like, it's a very like specific thing. Like it's not my normal like style, you know.
I get you.
Yeah.
And then when you do get around to doing the live performances, is that going to be something where Celador is going to be doing the beats live with you?
Hell yeah, and that's the other thing too.
Are you going to be in a blue suit too?
No, I'm maestro, you know.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
you got the long tail
so
on the suit.
No.
We got the two characters, right? So like Unlucky Junior, but then I wrote him on the album. He's maestro. So
that's right.
he's the music, you know, he's the music man. He's leading.
He was telling you who the mumble guy is.
Yep. He's making the music happen on stage. He's in charge of that, you know. So
yeah.
So yeah, Celador, that's the other thing too. Like he's as much a part of Unlucky Junior as I am. Like as much as like I can't do it without him. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's the thing too, is like we you know, right now I think the main thing is like we want people to hear the music and to see the art, and we want people to appreciate it. And then hopefully, you know, I mean, if the demand rises, then like, you know, I think that there's just, we want people to kind of like respect like where we're coming from, and then if we're gonna do this, like, hey, like, you know, like we're gonna give you something special. So like you want the Unlucky Junior experience, or you want the Señor Gigio and Celador experience, which would still be fire. You know what I'm saying? But then we can just show up like this. We can come through jeans and t-shirt, and then do and then do all kinds of stuff, you know. But if you want the straight up Unlucky Junior thing, you know, with Maestro, then like, yeah, it's gonna be hot. It will be hot, you know, but it's not gonna be like, you know, like the normal thing, you know what I'm saying, of what we do.
What would be, I mean, I know art and everything is, you know, open to interpretation, you know. What would you like people to get out of it? Like, what are you hoping for people to get out of it?
Like from the album, or from like a live experience, or what,
from the album, like someone listening to it, like, because you know what you put into it, you know, like we talked about that earlier. What are you hoping people catch out of it? It's
crazy because I've just been, I wasn't sure. I don't know what. I guess my main hope is that people are inspired. You know, I hope that it just inspires people, and that it sparks more creativity and just more hip hop music, and I think that this is like our contribution to hip hop, and like not like we've been contributing to hip hop, but also to like you know, in the same vein of like, you know, like me and Celador were talking about. Like concept albums and character albums, and like, you know, people like MF Doom, people like Del the Funky Homo Sapien with Deltron 3030 and Cool Keith, and you know, like these very specific kind of bodies of work that we all love, or like Madlib and Quasimodo, like, you know, like these things have a special place in hip hop and in art, and then like, you know, like we revere it in the culture, and you know, we're inspired by that, and I think that we contributed something that holds weight and can and stands with that, dare I say, and something that keeps that, you know, keeps that going forward to, you know, keep people inspired, man. Like there's no rules with hip hop, you know. It doesn't have to be one thing. It doesn't have to be one kind of style, one story, one voice or anything. And I mean, that was even the thing too with Unlucky Junior too, was like even part of the challenge. It wasn't just that like talking about negativity, but it was also like, you know, like let's say like the idea of what negativity is kind of like that's like a blanket statement, you know, because then people might say, well, like, what do you mean? There's a lot of negative things expressed in hip hop. Well, yeah, that's true, but also some of the negativity is expressed like, man, I am the greatest fucking thing ever right now. I'm having the greatest fucking thing. I'm having the greatest experience ever. You know, I'm like everything, like this is the next level shit. This is fucking better than anything. I'm fucking, you know, flying high, you know, and it's not realistic. Like everything is fucking great. My life is fucking great. And, you know, and like everything has to be great. And I think that part of the freedom with Unlucky Jr. was like this honesty of being like, hey, not everything is so fucking great, but if I'm alive, I still got to talk about something. You know, and if I'm an artist, I still got to talk about something. Not everything, like I feel like a lot of MCs and people in general in our society, but MCs are scared to like look bad and are scared to be vulnerable and are scared to like put themselves in a weak position to where they like say like, shit, man, I got fucked up, or like, damn, that I went through some shitty shit and that sucked. You know, everything always has to come out with people looking like they were the best, like just on top of the game, like they were elite in every single thing that they do. Everything is like winning, and that's why it's lounge songs for losers. You know, because it's to sober you up, really, is what it is. Even though he's Unlucky's a drunkard, but it's really like everything that he's saying is to sober you up and get you to be humble and be real about what it is, you know. So
yeah, I like what you said earlier at the beginning. You know how you said you were experimenting with negativity in a healthy way. I just think that statement right there alone should be inspirational.
It made me feel better, like to be able to do Unlucky Jr. Then it helped me with my personal writing with stuff that I'm doing as Señor Gigio, to be like, all right, like I went as far as I could possibly go, and even expressing things with Unlucky Jr. that aren't, you know, I don't do what he does, you know what I'm saying? I don't have some of these hangups that he has, but I understand it. But like as far as he went with it, with depression and with you know these ideologies and like whatever the deprivation of his world, and as far as I was able to write with that shit helped me with being able to write my own stuff, to be like, all right, cool, I can, if I'm going through something or if I want to say something that's relevant to me, I'm way more free to say those things now. Like I don't feel like scared to say something like, oh, like if I say this, then maybe somebody's going to hear this and they're going to think, you know, something bad about me, or that might not make somebody happy, or, you know, might put somebody off, you know.
You'll censor yourself in a way.
Exactly.
I get that.
Blowing off steam,
just to be able to like really like get it off your chest.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's like how you said, you know, you don't necessarily have those problems, but you understand, but someone that's listening to the album does. Someone else can relate to it.
Right.
You know, and you're opening their minds, their eyes to a different route of not self-reflection,
awareness.
Well, yeah, that, but I mean, I guess self-expression. There we go. Did I just say that?
Yeah.
Self-expression?
Yeah. Everything is to the extreme. Like everything on what Unlucky Jr. is like taking it to the extreme. Like where I'll have the stuff that I'm writing, like I have feelings about it, and I'm taking like whatever feeling that I have or whatever thought that I have, and I'm taking it to the extreme. And I'm saying like, all right, boom. Like let's say I have this particular feeling about family. You know, all right, so let me hand that over to Unlucky Jr. and let him, you know, where I
translate it for you,
and then he's gonna go all the way to the extreme and just beat it to a bloody pulp, and just being like, yeah, you are you done with that? Like, yeah, I'm definitely done with that now. Thank you. You know,
that's like you have a new scapegoat. I don't know if scapegoat's too strong of a word.
No, that's what it was. It was like, and it was there. You see, I was like. And part of it too, like using humor too, because there's humor in it too. Like even like some of the subjects are a little heavier, but with the humor, it makes everything like I don't know, like
Palatable.
very palatable. Yeah. And even just being able to talk about corruption, you know, to how do you talk about how corrupt something is? Because sometimes it's hard for people to talk about, you know, there's like a few songs. Actually, there's quite a lot. I think it's a common theme throughout where he's talking about corruption, you know, the corruption of the scene, the corruption of show business, the corruption of society, you know, and it's not a happy thing for people to talk about or to look at. But you know, when you take it to those extremes, and it's like, all right, boom, it's all out there, and you know,
that noir and corruption feel.
Yep. Because it sucks to not acknowledge it. This is the thing, is like when you know something's wrong, you know, when you know something is like not right, and everybody's just kind of like, I don't know, like just
being weird about it, sleepwalking through it, or just pretending like it's normal. It can, you know, it can drive one mad, and particularly Unlucky Junior's just had enough of it.
Well, I mean, decades of this shit, you know.
Yeah. And so, Cel, who is Unlucky Junior to you?
He's the Grand Master, man.
Is that like because I mean, I guess like everybody probably knows an Unlucky Junior, whether it's themselves or you know, like I don't know exactly how to like express the question in my mind. Like, who is it? Like, would he be someone like that would inspire you, or someone that you'd want to avoid, or like someone you'd want to go see live? Like,
he's like your drunk uncle, man. I mean,
drunk uncle. Okay, there we go.
You know, it's like he's family.
That's kind of what I was going for. Like, who is Unlucky Junior to you? He's drunk uncle. What about you?
Yeah, no, totally. You know, because he's the OG, so he's rough around the edges, and he comes off mean. You know, like he comes off really mean, but he has his allure around him, and you know, if you can stomach him, if you're not super sensitive, and you can let him kind of like express himself freely, then you will see that he has heart, and that's where he's coming from, and you'll be like, all right, you know, you gotta see that he's coming from a certain kind of place. So he's rough around the edges, definitely.
For some reason, to me, like I see a cross between Richard Cheese, like we were saying earlier, and a role Billy Bob Thornton could play. You know, like that's Unlucky Junior to me.
Dude,
like Richard Cheese and like Bad Santa or something. You know.
Yep.
Like he just asshole, but you know, you find the heart at some point, you know.
He's a lovable fuck up, you know.
Yeah.
A terrible drunk with a golden voice.
Dude, a movie would be amazing.
Like a nice short.
Like full length.
Say full on movie.
Well, you gotta start somewhere.
Right.
That would be cool though.
Man, with
Billy Bob,
with the music as the soundtrack,
Richard,
you know.
If you guys happen to catch wind of this.
We did the bulk of it in 2019.
Oh, it's that old of a project.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
And we let it sit on ice for different reasons, but you know what? It's like it needed to take time, you know. It really did. And which is weird for me to say, because I tend to be like, once I'm done with something, I usually like run it like straight.
Yeah, you're dropping stuff left and right.
So that's like one of the rare occasions where I've like had something like sit on ice.
I didn't know it's you know, this thing is like a 7-year-old.
Dude, some of those beats are from 2016, so I mean,
yeah, that's why I was asking earlier. I was just like, you got some that are like just made, or that, like how old were these beats? So these are over a decade old.
They're ancient.
Yeah. So, well, for context, we're in 2026 now.
It's incredible. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's incredible. And I, like, you know, also
they finally found a home after 10 years.
I mean, that's where we were at, you know, at the time. And then I thought it started after COVID, but
no, it was before COVID.
You remember specifically, because it's all a little blurry.
We were still.
I mean, how much more unlucky can you get?
We recorded the bulk of the album in 2019. And then in COVID, we were adding all the sounds and monologues and all the extra stuff on it, is what it was. Like, we were doing all the extra stuff and starting to like mix it and things like that. But Yeah, man. And you know, the other thing too is like me and Celador recorded the album together, which is like rare these days too, because I haven't had that experience with a lot of people, but this is one of the like rare albums where like he recorded everything, you know, so he was there recording everything, and like, you know, if you listen to the album, like it's like as much as there's you know, monologues, skits, and the beats, everything he contributed to, but like, you know, he was recording it. You know, he was making sure he was recording it, and he was making sure all the files were safe and stored away, you know. So like that's also like big credit too, you know, and he was there helping me find sound effects and stuff for a lot of the project too, you know. So we had a lot of fun putting it together, and you know, that was another thing too, like recording it too, because I was going into a character and then doing something that like essentially was weird. It was very weird. I'd never done. I've been weird, and I've made a lot of weird music, you know. But this was like totally different, and at there's like certain points where I'm like recording it, and I'm like, I don't fuck. What am I doing right now? I'm in here like doing this character, and I'm in here like, hey, you know, doing my lounge singing voice, you know, and like, and then on top of that, like I'm trying to sing good as a lounge singer, but not sing too good, because Unlucky Junior has like a little, you know what I'm saying, like,
yeah, he's a little rough on the edges.
But you know, so it was an awkward thing to do. I'd never done that before, but Celador was just applauding every step of the way. So he kind of like, as much as I might have felt insecure or strange about what I was doing, you know, his validation and him just like, you know, laughing and being like, hell yeah, and just, you know, like giving me them pats on the back, it kept me going.
Oh,
you know?
yeah, definitely.
And there would be a few times too where like while we were recording, like you know, he was still roommates with Jimmy and with Mr. Clean, and they would come down and they would be like, "What are you guys working on?" You know, and that was extra cool. Like, you know, it was extra fuel for it to be like, all right, cool. Like these guys are feeling it. Like hell yeah. You know?
I remember Clean was like, "You guys down there making some grown man music."
Yeah. One of my favorite memories too was like the night that I recorded "Ain't It the Pits." Because all right, so that's probably one of my favorite songs on the album. Like, so like my two favorite songs are "The Big Sleep," and then the other one is "Ain't It the Pits," because I love the chorus on it. Because you know, I'm like, life ain't a pair of sweet tits. It's hard to admit, you know. So like to write this like thing where I could, you know, talk about tits and then make it like a serious thing, you know, where like, is he really just telling you that, like, you know? And I just remember after like we recorded and laid it down, and Jimmy like had gotten off of work and he came down to come chill with us, and we played it for him. And I just remember seeing his face light up, like it was like the biggest smile. It was like the most sweetest smile. Like he would just loved it, and that's when I knew I was like, all right, man, like, you know, like that's what's up. That's why I do it. It's for that right there, you know.
Right. Like, and I mean, I can attest to what you're saying. I've known Kel for, Celador. I've known him for many moons. You know, before the Celador transpired, and he's always been a driving force in my motivation and influence and inspiration for my creativity and my different projects and whatnot.
That's why I give him so much credit too for this project too, because like I have like outside of the Unlucky Junior like work, like I got, you know, like songs with Celador's beats, you know, like and that's out there, but you know, and he contributed in a lot of ways too, but Unlucky Junior, I couldn't have done that by myself. I wouldn't have done it by myself in my studio by myself, or I needed him to be there to do that, you know. So that's why I give him credit. You know what I'm saying?
Cel's a pillar. I've been wanting to do something like this for quite some time, and I feel like I couldn't do it without him. You know, not just because this is his cloud studio, but I don't know. Even if he doesn't say much, it's just him being in the room. You know.
Oh, I'm listening.
And we've spent years, you know, hanging out together. Me, you know, just messing with some video or something, editing him, you know, making his beats. We're in the same room. Not a word's been spoken for like a half hour or something, but just the presence of being around, you know.
Right.
And it's good to have
another good creative, you know.
And you need other ears for like, yeah, you're like, is this? I remember I'd have when we were recording some of that stuff, and you'd like look over your shoulder and be like, is this working? And then, yeah, I'd be like, yeah, no, go.
Don't look at me, keep going.
Don't stop, man.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And you know, it's cool. Like, you know, the more he fed into it, the more you know it empowered me to kind of make a layout for the whole project and be like, all right, cool.
And start to come into fruition and whatnot.
Yeah, start to put the monologues and stuff together and think about different movies and different actors and different, you know, musicians and rappers too, like who we want to kind of sample and put in there too.
Well, it was cool. You were like, you said something about Chinatown, like the vibe, and I'm like, oh yeah, one of those beats is a Chinatown beat, you know? And it's like, oh, it's already there, you know, like.
There was one time too where like on the way when I was driving over to your spot, literally to record the It's a Fix, and on the way over I heard this song. I can't remember what the but I heard a sample, you know, and it was like have you heard about the lonesome loser? That, you know, like, and I was like, what? Like, this is talking about the lonesome loser. And I was like, all right, we're going to sample that right now because I'm literally, you know, going on the way to do this lounge songs for losers, you know? So it was like a lot of things that just were like coming together right then and there, you know? And Celador was like doing hella cool ass, like, post-production with his beats and, you know, like getting the tap dancing in there, cool, just cool things like that, you know,
and little twinkle toes.
Yeah. So it's produced, the whole album is produced and arranged, which is dope.
And then I saw all written by you, then produced by Kel, and then it was mixed and mastered by who? I saw there was another name on there.
My boy D-Wiz. Shout out D-Wiz.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
definitely
D-Wiz,
want to give him some recognition.
Oh yeah, D-Wiz is the man for sure. So he's
how long you been working with him?
For over 10 years, at least since 2011.
Okay.
Yeah. And he's a dope engineer, dope hip hop guy in general, period. So yeah, and you know, that was one thing he said too, was like man, like y'all, I don't know. He was like, man, this was a smooth project to mix, man. This was easy. You know?
Nice.
But you know, that was another thing too, with like the part of the recording too that I did with this, I've never done with the other any other albums. Like if you listen to it, I don't do any ad-libs or any dubs over any of the tracks. So everything is all on one track, and like including there's no harmonies on the chorus, you know, because I wanted it to feel like as much of it being like a cinematic experience, but like that you were actually in a lounge. And what would it sound like if you were in a lounge and somebody was performing live for you? If there was one person there, you're not going to hear a bunch of ad libs and dubs and stuff like that. You're just going to hear just one voice, you know, and you know, that was another thing I've never done before, especially for the whole album. And you know, I wasn't sure that it would work. Because there were some times where I was doing, I'm like, damn, like usually I would throw a dub or an ad lib right there, you know. And you think about that. I think sometimes Celador might have been like, so no ad libs, no dubs on this, and be like, yeah, no dubs, no ad libs on it. You know.
Well, I remember when that became like a staple of it, and like you explaining to me, like, nah, it's got to be like a lounge singer, like, you know, one singular, like. I mean, we can record it in mono, you know, like, like.
And it's crazy because, like, you know, it was a weird some of the things that were weird ideas in my head, and it didn't make any sense. But now after it got like mixed and mastered, and you hear it, it's like, damn, like it sounds great, you know, like it was the execution of the idea, you know, because that was one thing too. I want to say that like. Nothing about any of this was a good idea. You know, this was all like a terrible idea. You know?
Did you come up with this idea after 2?
Damn.
What's that now?
So did you come up with this after 2? They say no good ideas come after 2 a.m.
I did stay up a lot later in those days before my kid wasn't born yet. So yeah, I might have been. I just remember talking. Before I talked to hit Celador with the idea, I talked it over with my wife first. You know what I'm saying? Like my wife gets the gamut of all my weirdness. You know, I have to run by You know, especially back then, I was a lot more like, you know what I'm saying, a lot very untamed. So I had to
Very untamed.
So you know, you just imagine
Double checking.
Yeah, but what do you think of? Well, like, here's what I'm, you know. Plus, I'm not just feeling it; I'm feeling like that. It's like Frankenstein wants to get into the lab. You know, like I want to do this weird ass fucking shit and fucking, you know, make a character, make a mod. You know, so I had to run it past my wife first, and she was like, "Okay, all right." I kind of had to sell her and kind of lay it out for her, and once I kind of explained it to her, she's like, okay, I think that's cool. You know, my wife is she's got a good taste for art and you know, and shit like that too, because you know, I always give her credit, even like with this with the music videos. Like nothing's been planned out, it's all just been like just pushing, you know what I'm saying? Like the one thing that I knew that I wanted to do from the jump was that I always wanted to drop the album on a Friday the 13th. That's all I knew. And then last year, me and Celador reconnected to like bring this project out the vaults and start, you know, doing what we needed to do.
Yeah, it's a time capsule almost.
Yep, he kept it all, you know what I'm saying? And even after that's like, he went through like a move, you know, you go through a move, you go through years, a move, I'm sure a couple of hard drives and shit like that, you know. But
yeah. Celador's definitely had some unlucky junior instances lately.
Right.
You don't have to like lean forward. I was just whatever's comfortable for you. Cool. I just wanted to didn't want to block your face.
Show my face.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So how long is the album in entirety, like start to finish?
It's about an hour and change, which is actually like impressive, even considering it was like 13 tracks. Like, you know,
damn,
you know, so it's about an hour.
Yeah,
you know, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right, because that's about how long the route that I take to walk my dog is, about like an hour and a couple minutes. And I want to say I probably listened to it the whole, and then was, you know,
did start to finish.
Yeah, and then
that's awesome, because it really should be listened to start. I'm an old school album guy. Like I love albums and that idea.
That have that like almost seamless transition from one track into the next. And if you listen to it on random, it's not gonna sound right.
Yeah, you know, it's like listen to it however you want to, but one at a time. It's fine. But for me, I love albums, and we really made like an album.
Mm-hmm.
For real, and I'm proud of that part too, because it's like I've done a lot of like concept type albums, you know, or maybe more like themed albums, you know, that can play like from start to finish like that. But this is truly like the one that is like a start to finish album that it does play like a movie, you know?
Yeah, you know, like a good Pink Floyd album, you know, like it's all just, you know, blends together. It's supposed to go, you know, together and whatnot.
Exactly.
Like Pink Floyd and some Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
But yeah, you definitely want to listen to it, like especially for the theatrics and the monologues in between and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
You want to listen to it all the way through. So next time you have an hour drive or something, you know, throw that on.
Yeah, and it's you know, it's you know, so let's break it down just a little bit more. So Unlucky Junior, right? So we talked a little bit about where he lives, right? So Unlucky Junior is in his dimension, you know, he lives in Las Wages, Nevada. You know, he performs weekly at the Trick Dice Casino in the Losers Lounge. We know this, right?
Mm-hmm.
We know that he's a lounge singer and a rapper, but why is he a lounge singer and a rapper? This is peculiar, right? Well, it's because in his dimension of, you know, in his realm of reality, which is separate from ours, rap and jazz is all happening at the same time, and like the old showbiz, the old world of showbiz is happening simultaneously as rap is happening, you know. So everybody all exists in the same realm and in the same kind of sphere, and all these different things, these different events, like in our history, you know, have kind of take place at the same exact time, you know, from World War II to the Great Depression to you know, then you got Frank Sinatra over here, you got Biggie over here, you know, you got Amy Winehouse, you got Roxanne Shante. These are all his peers, These are
Okay.
people that these are people that he can kind of like touch and go with, or has stories about, So that's why he MCs, and that's why he's equally informed as a MC as he is as a classic lounge singer, jazz entertainer.
Jazz entertainer.
So you got like on the album, you got like references and different like samples from all these kinds of people, like Judy Garland, you got Don Rickles in there, you got Rodney Dangerfield, you got of course Frank Sinatra is spoken of, and Tony Bennett is spoken of, and it's also a tribute to music and to like entertainment, and to people who live their lives as entertainers and went hard in the paint to do their passion, despite probably what was a freaking corrupt system, set up for them to do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's part of it too.
Nice.
Yeah.
I really like how you've like, and again, I didn't know, fake friend, I didn't know that it's been, like 7 years old or whatever. But I really like how you've encompassed and created this whole dimension, as you say, this whole reality and character. Because I mean, people can come up with character or come up with like a point of view or a persona, like Quasimodo or whatever, and it's just that. But you went, a few steps further, and with your videos, and like just created this whole dimension, this whole realm of reality, and I think that's really cool.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I have to go hard for the art, because it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, nothing is promised. And then like we get older, and we're getting older, right? We start out like we've been young and we're still young, but like life gets, time is not the same, and life is not the same. And I think there's stages in life where we do shit like, maybe like it was one thing to kind of like make music and rap and do things like, in your early 20s or your teens, and doing things with your friends. And it's like, I think there's stages in life, at least for me, and I'm sure the Celador can relate, where everybody's a lot more available, like we're all there for it because we're like, we're young and we're kids and we're doing shit, so, but like life changes a little bit, and like the more life kind of goes on, and like if you really care about, having art and music in your life as like your passion and your creative outlet, then you realize that like, damn, like this is like having this in my life is like, it's important, and it takes time, and you realize that like I've been in different stages in my life too, doing like pursuing music and stuff where I might have been, at the time, if you would ask me, I might have been led to believe like, oh yeah, like it's always going to be like this. Like I'm always going to have like my homies over here, and we're going to be living like this and doing all of these things forever, because that's what it felt like in the moment, but life changed, and so now it's just like, no matter whatever comes from doing like my music and doing hip hop and putting out albums and stuff, it's like, well, like if whatever accolades come from it, whatever potential commercial opportunities come from it, if they do or if they don't, I'm gonna make sure that I'm using my life force and my energy to create these things, so I might as well make it memorable to me, and to Celador, and because we did that, we did it with our life, what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got to some extent do something for yourself.
That's
you can't
what it
always
is.
be doing it for everyone else or someone else. You got to do something for yourself.
Exactly. So I mean that's part of the reason, like why I go hard with it, because especially then it's like to the next step is like, all right, well, like I want to share it with people. Naturally, I want to share it with people. But like, if I didn't go hard, and do all this animation and all this artwork and stuff for it, then it's like, well, what, then it's not ready to share. You know what I'm saying? I want to. It's like inviting people over for a party, you know, and not having food there and not having drinks and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like
you
people
have all the details.
People will come and they'll be like, well, yeah, it was nice to see you, but it'd be better if you really like, hey, I fucking threw you guys a party. You know
Charcuterie boards in the back.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like that, you know, and that's why I do it, and that's why I went harder with the animations, just to fucking show you, like, boom, this shit meant something to me. Fucking that was my fucking. No matter what, I gave a piece of my life to this shit. So boom, you know what I'm saying? So
onto the altar of art.
Here, have at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
What you pondering?
Oh, the future.
The future.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good album, because it's I like storytelling when it comes to my hip hop and whatnot. I like to be able to picture something, or I guess have like some type of imagery or scenery come into mind, and you definitely created that for someone. Like I've seen, you know, the videos, like, because I follow you on Instagram and I'll see them I'll come across them when I'm scrolling and whatnot, but like I said, when I was listening to it while I was walking my dog, like I'm just listening to it, but I could still kind of have, like, you know, my own movie, you know, my own scenery kind of playing in my head as to what I would think, like, the reality of it would look like, and you definitely paint the picture.
Like a book does.
Yeah. Is that what those are for?
It's for your mind movies, you know.
Your mind movies.
No, it's a super duper blessing, and it just is, you know, it's just I'm just grateful to have done it, to have done it with Celador too, because again, like, he was feeding into it, you know, he was pouring into me to do that, and, you know, and plus also because he knew that style too, so it wasn't like it would. Let's say, for instance, like if for some weird fucked up reason, I'm like, all right, I'm going to take Unlucky Junior away and I'm going to go over here and do it with this. It wouldn't work. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, like, we did it together. That's the sound of it. Those are the beats on it. But not just that, like Celador, you know, it maybe in a lot more, maybe he might even know more about some of the shit than I do. You know what I'm saying? He might know more about some melodrama and some film noir and jazz and vaudeville and that kind of stuff than me. But the point is that he was the person to do it with. Like, he understood it, you know, and the comedy and just, you know, so that's how it was created, because every time that I'm writing something, whether it was a monologue or a song or something, you know, the first it's me. I made myself laugh, or I'm like, that felt good when I did that. But then, you know, I would completely abandon it if it wasn't, if I hypothetically, I would abandon it. Like, if I brought it to Celador and he was like, I don't like that, you know, or nah, don't do that. I'll be like, oh, okay, cool. I'll trash it, you know, but that never happened. But the point is that, like, I'm doing it to please him. So if he's feeding into it, he's pouring into it and he's enjoying it, then I'm like, all right, cool. Let me go a little bit further with it. You know what I'm saying?
He's a simple man. And don't think I didn't catch that Grouch reference and that again, I don't know which track it was. It's a fix. Yeah, I definitely caught that. So I love the Grouch. Grouch is definitely up there for me, and I caught that right away. I was like, ooh, nice.
Got the it was like from the Clark Gable, you know, the clue was like, it was all from, that was like the way I wrote that song was just like off the Clark Gable line, like frankly, my dear, I do not give a damn. And that was like the whole scheme for the rest of for the other two verses was just like, all right, let me do a different variation. Like, I don't give a hoot and I don't give a shit, you know.
Very what's the dude's name from Casablanca?
Isn't it Clark Gable, right?
Oh, is it? No. I was thinking the character's name.
Yeah. Oh, like the actor, like who he played in it? Oh, okay. Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of the feel I was getting.
Right.
You know?
Right, exactly.
Here's looking at you.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Dude, it's so cool being in a network of creatives that we're all kind of get the same thing, because, like you're saying, like, he just got it just did easy translation or didn't even really have to translate. He got it. And then me, prior to this whole conversation that we had here, like, I'm hearing it, without even talking to you and telling you like my take, and it almost just seems like I'm just like kind of right on par with like what you were going for too, which is cool because so I guess it means that you guys are conveying what you want to.
Man, it's pretty awesome. I mean, that was the one thing too. Like I just, when I revisited the album last year, I just knew it was like, damn, this is dope. But the response that we've been getting from people has been very humbling too, because like people have been relating to the album on a lot of different levels. Like some people have been thoroughly entertained and inspired, but some people have been like even touched emotionally and stuff too, where it's like, so I'm
beautiful.
Yeah, man. So I'm just like, it's another example of why you can't judge your own art. Like if you made some real art, if you made some art, like me and this man, we sat down, we made some art, we made it together. And, part of why it took a little longer too for me to put it out, one for different reasons. I was like dropping other projects too, but also because like after I was done with it, I'm like, damn, I don't know if I could like put that out, because I'm not sure if people might. Is this gonna offend people? Am I gonna lose some?
You're gonna get canceled?
Am I gonna get canceled?
No.
Am I gonna lose some fans, or am I gonna lose respect because Unlucky Junior runs the gamut with his mouth? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a wholesome. I like to think of myself as a wholesome man. Like I'm a faithful man. You know what I'm saying? But Unlucky Junior don't live that life. He don't live that life. So I mean,
Didn't Mac Miller have like a alternate persona that he did some music under?
I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure that it may not have been a whole album, maybe, but I know he had like I'm gonna look that up. He had another like persona that he did some stuff under too, kind of like how Quasimodo and some other people did.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna bug me now.
Yeah.
No, I'll just look for it another time.
So I mean, that was part of the reason why like I took some time, from it too, because I'm like, damn, like this shit is fucking, there's parts of it that are pretty dark, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I wasn't, even though like, the writing and recording is one thing, but then the release is another thing, because then you got to be ready to release it. You got to be ready to stand behind your art as a man, I wasn't ready yet, but last year, like when I revisited, I was like, oh damn, like I definitely was ready. I'm like, okay, now it's almost like now I understand what I wrote. Sometimes you don't know why you're writing, what you're writing it. Now it's like afterwards, I can kind of like think about that project more, like what was going through my mind, because I wasn't sure. I just was, I can't say what, I can't even really say like how the idea popped into my head. A lot of times I can remember how I come up with ideas, but I just wasn't. I think I was in a very particular mood with that project, with the writing, and I just, I needed that space though. I definitely needed that space to write it and record it and to explore that feeling, those feelings, you know what I'm saying? So
that's what you needed at that time. Yeah, I found it. It was Larry Lovestein in the Velvet Revival.
Okay, I think I heard that before.
Explored his softer side, characterized by jazz-influenced vocals on the 2012 EP You. And he also has Delusional Thomas, representing the dark, cartoonish alter ego, featuring high-pitched vocals, grotesque themes, and his own self-titled mixtape. And Larry Fishman. So yeah, like he had
it's interesting.
He had like a different like kind of ego. So it's really cool to see things like that, because like you said, you get to explore these things that don't fall into your traditional or usual, genre of what you put out.
Right. No, it's interesting because there's definitely like a world, like a maybe there's some kind of world or a thought that people kind of plug into with this kind of noir jazz type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So, we plugged into it.
It's a vibe. It's a vibe. And every time you say noir, Nicolas Cage keeps coming to mind right now.
Which Nicolas Cage one though?
He's doing the new Spider-Man noir.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was talking about.
That'll be tight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like every time you said noir, just like picture him coming to mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, do you have any other thoughts? We've been rapping it for about an hour. You know.
I'd love to hear more from my brother Celador. See what this man has to say too. You know.
Man, just happy to be a part. You know, I'm happy to be ready when you know we got the call. You know, a long time coming. Yes, deserved to have the airspace. So I'm glad that it's living and breathing now.
Yeah, they finally found a home.
Yeah. You know, and it's like, you know, it's just happy to make it. You know, it's like we made it. We put it on ice. It wasn't like we're gonna even come back to this. It's just, you know, like it had its moment, and we had a lot of fun doing it. And then, you know, we went and did other things for a while, you know, and like we still put some stuff. We're always putting stuff together here and there, but yeah, to have like a revival like this, and then
it could like also almost been like a like the timing wasn't ready. This needs to put on hold, you know. So like how the Star Wars movies, you know, like we got to wait for this for like the better technology or whatever, you know.
I mean, everything, and you know, this is like one thing, like, you know, because I've been like since I was in high school, from freshman year all the way till now as a grown man, freaking, I've been making albums and making albums and putting them out, and then, you know, and then like defining whatever the years of my life in that kind of way, and all the experiences in my life like that. And I mean, I like to think I've gotten pretty good at it, you know, and learn some ideas about what this is that we're doing, because it's kind of a mysterious act. Mm-hmm. It's mysterious what's going on. And even with some of the mysterious, you know, ideas and things that I feel that like I've uncovered, it's still like the lesson will continue to teach you. And then even like, you know, you could have asked me when me and Celador were making the album, I would have told you, well, you know, I believe that these albums and that these projects, and when you're making art like this, you know, it's spiritual, you know, and the album has its own life. You know, the album has its own life, and it has its own like dates in mind and things like that. Like it when you're linking up and you're collaborating with somebody, like all of that is the agreement. But the work that you're doing and that you're creating is, once all you do, you're just the conduit. You know, you just got to be able to like respond and like act when the time is right. That's all it is. But then like, you know, thinking that you're going to push it and this and that, like the album knows when it's going to come out. The album knows. At that point, it's like done. It's somewhere that's in the astrals, you know, like it's done up there, and it's like, oh no, we know when it's going to come out. And you know, the perfect example is like this, because like, you know, it all comes out right now, and I would describe it more like the perfect storm, because even though it may be to some people like it might look like there's a lot of order to how everything is happening, you know, in terms of like, oh wow, you see boom, you see promotion, boom, you see the artwork, boom, you see the album, and you know, then you see these music videos and these different things. But I've been creating all of that part, you know, the promotional shit on the fly since the end of Christmas. Since last Christmas, I've been doing that with no real like, you know, nobody's telling me like, hey Gigio, you know, you got this deadline and you got to do it like this by this time, and if you don't, then you know, we're gonna pull out of this. No, it's just like I've been telling myself that, and the main thing that I knew was that February 13th this album's got to come out. And now that I know that February 13th this album is coming out, and I have this much time to get these things done, I need to start getting things done, and boom, now the album's out. All right, let me do a second music video. Did that second music video, and after I'd finished that, I've been whooped. I've been whooped doing it, because it takes time. After I was whooped, but and I was like, yeah, I think that I might be done with that one. You know, I think I'm done. But my wife was like, nah, you got to do one more. You got to do one more.
Nice.
And you know, and she was right. You know, because the thing was, like, even though I'm like, you know, she kind of pushed me to like go do that last one, and she was totally right, because like the result is I didn't even realize that we would have 2 Friday the 13ths back to back from February to March, which yesterday was a Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
And then the result is that, like, boom, finish the last music video in time for the Friday the 13th of March.
And that's dropping with that same
that's
theme.
The universe.
I mean,
that's just the universe right there. That all I had to do was, like, I had to do the work, but I had to pay attention though. That's it. After that, it's like I didn't come up with that. I'm not the one who came up with the time frame though.
Dude,
you know
your unlucky stars lined up.
So it just all came together, man. And I just, you just got to pay attention to the time and to the season. If you can pay attention to that kind of thing, then you'll see, the reward of it. And then the reward is, like, I feel one thing with this album that I haven't felt with a lot of my albums. And this is also through, like, maturing too in different ways, and maybe I've kind of, like, let go of different kinds of expectations and thinking about whatever I thought the album was supposed to do, versus just releasing the album and not expecting the album to do something that I thought I wanted it to do, and just letting it do whatever it was going to do. And I've kind of learned to, like, let go of all that stuff. So for the first time with this album, and like yesterday, like I have, like, this, like, wonderful sense of completion that I've never, like, felt before, So that's, like, a beautiful thing to be able to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
to be like,
really.
like wow, like I completed my work. I completed it, like I got to the finish line. We did it. We freaking did it.
That's a good feeling.
We got Unlucky Junior to the finish line. Now it don't mean that it's done. It just means that he's running.
Mm-hmm.
Lounge Songs for Losers is running. Now it's like it's the world's
Pedaling on his own.
Now
You're
it's
not holding a seat, no training wheels.
Yep. And I've never felt that peace. I always felt like I always had to, like, do more and more kind of thing. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a beautiful thing, man. So
It is.
That's the thing, is, like, it could never be done. You could always keep adding and doing more, but yeah, it's hard to find a point to chop it off at,
Yeah.
So to start from February, Unlucky 13, Friday, to March 13th, it's like,
we always wanted to drop the project on a Friday the 13th. And there might have been a few, we missed a few years. And then I think there was even like a year maybe somewhere along the way where there was, like, 0 Friday the 13th. Like,
it's like, who pays attention to that? It's like, I never thought about it, but yeah.
We waited 13 years to drop this.
Well, yeah, to have them back to back month, February then March. It's very interesting.
Oh, man, I feel really good about it. And, and the thing is too, is this, right? Like, if I didn't do the third one, I would feel incomplete right now.
Yeah.
If I didn't do Try Walking in Your Own Shoes, if I just let it, and I just said, no, I'm tired, I'm done with it. You know what I'm saying?
You did
like
plenty.
I did plenty, right? I did plenty. I wouldn't feel what I feel right now, but because I did that third one and then, like, really showed the hero, that third video, he is the hero, he is the hero. He's the teacher in it. The first two, on It's a Fix, it's the introduction to the character and to the seedy world, but you're not really sure if he's a good guy or not.
He's suffering from circumstance.
Yeah, you like him. Maybe you might like him, but some people you don't know if you like him yet. It's a Fix is showing you the world, the casino, and then Ain't at the Pits is like the bottom of the barrel of how low he can get in his thinking.
Lower than low.
Yeah. But then that third video is like, all right, if we would have left it with Ain't at the Pits, that would have been fine. I love that song. I love it, but Try Walking in Your Own Shoes, boom, he's a hero. Here's what he stands for, you know what I'm saying? This is what he believes in. This is why he is who he is, So that's why I needed it.
I didn't think about it like that.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like why the album is so special to me. It's because, like, all the songs have this, like, different angle on it. It's like, yeah, well-rounded, He's a well-rounded individual.
Yeah.
Maybe not grounded, but he's well-rounded.
That's That's I feel like there's an album title in there somewhere. Well-rounded but not grounded or something. That's a title for something.
Run it. You know, and also too, I'm really glad that we got to record all that stuff at the Labyrinth because that was a special studio.
It was
Which
grimy.
one was that?
That's when I used to live with Jimmy. Clean first, and
the
then
downstairs
Jimmy.
one?
Mm-hmm,
Okay,
the
gotcha.
downstairs, the basement.
Yeah.
The first floor basement. You know,
It was dark.
I like that.
It was dark. So you know,
Kept cool in there.
It kept
It did.
the ambiance very much matched the album. It was dark. It was dim. It was
One
you know,
small window.
grimy, cluttered. You know, and you know, just some beer bottles and here and there. And some, you know, it was
a lounge for losers. No, I'm kidding.
It was, dude.
kidding.
Well, hey, we're the lucky losers, man.
Yeah, we're the lucky losers. Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah, you know, for everybody that's watching, listening, experiencing, a few of us citizens of the world, make sure you go check out Unlucky Junior. And where could they find that?
It's on. It's in the streaming platforms. It's on Spotify, and you can go download it on Bandcamp too. And then we got, you know, like we said, we got the physical albums as well. We got the CDs and the tape cassettes, and you can order those on my website, or you can order them on Bandcamp, or you can hit me or Celador up personally on Instagram. You know,
What's the website? Just señorgigio.com or
so señorgigio.guru senorgigio.guru GURU.
Okay, yeah. I'll definitely probably put it up on the screen there, you know, for people to see. Any final thoughts? I figured I'm starting to get hungry.
No, I feel like that was it.